Hello everyone, my name is Nikita Razumovsky and I'm from Viktor Sadigov Real Estate. We are in Saudi Arabia. There's a sandstorm outside, so we're filming in the developer's office. Today I want to tell you about a very new and interesting project located in the Kitten district. Now let me tell you a bit about the district itself, what it actually is. Kitten is one of the top districts in Riyadh. It is located just across the road from the Diriyah district. Let me remind you what Diriyah is. Diriyah is one of the most major giga projects in Saudi Arabia. In this project, they tell the story of how Saudi Arabia as a whole was founded. 300 years ago, this was the first permanent settlement of the Saudis, the fortress of At-Taraif, and that's where it all began. Now, about the Kitten district specifically. There, we have Global World located, which means the main attractions that are for families, for travelers, to see how Saudi Arabia has changed overall. Global World is a huge amusement park for most people. Global Village is in Dubai. Global World is similar to that, only much bigger, better, and more interesting. It features over 100 countries, a huge number of attractions, roller coasters, water slides, so there will definitely be plenty to do. Boulevard City is also located there. This is a venue for musical events and concerts. Recently, American stars performed there. Now, specifically about the project. This is a gated project. Let me remind you, the most valuable thing in Saudi Arabia right now is compounds. This is a vivid example of such a compound. Yes, it's not very big, but it truly has everything you might need. Overall, most of the properties here are townhouses. The townhouses are located in this part. And we also have 6 standalone villas here. We'll talk about them a bit later. Now, let's talk about the townhouses. Let's start with the central area. These are the most budget-friendly options. The sizes of the townhouses range from 400 to 500 square meters. All the central ones are 3-bedroom townhouses, while those on the sides are quite different. They are larger, have their own private pool, a room for the driver, and a room for the housekeeper. Basically, I won't dwell on the townhouses themselves. A bit later, we'll take a look at their layouts. Here in the center, as you can see, we have a small lounge area. Beneath the entire project area, there is a huge parking lot, so each townhouse comes with 2 parking spaces. For the villas, there will most likely be 3. On the sides, we have a children's area, which is covered. Here we have a children's area, an indoor pool, and another lounge area, like a library, where you can work quietly. Accordingly, this entire area here is completely enclosed. And of course, it will have everything that might be found in a modern compound. Now let's move on to the villas. There are only 6 of them. Significantly more expensive, but also much better, with sizes ranging from 600 to 700 square meters. Naturally, there's a driver's room, of course a maid's room, your own home office, and many more windows. These magnificent glass walls. So what do you get here that you don't elsewhere? That is, there will be a lot of natural light coming in. Again, private pools, private areas, barbecue zones, all of this is, of course, included by the developer. Except, unfortunately, for the finishing work, there will be no finishing. Now let's move on a bit to the layouts. At the moment, we have here the townhouse option, which is located in the center. These are the smallest ones. What do we see here? A typical classic Arab-style construction. It's quite a long building. Here we have the Majlis. This is a waiting area for guests. So if someone comes to visit you, they sit here, don't look at anyone, and the family can move around freely without disturbing anyone. Naturally, in every villa, or rather in every townhouse, my apologies, there is an elevator. So accordingly, there's a kitchen, a dining area, an open area for sitting, and a large living room. So basically the first floor is quite logical and straightforward. Now we're moving on to the main residential floor. Look, here we have one room with its own bathroom. Another room also has its own bathroom, so that's 2 children's rooms, but this one will be a bit larger. Naturally, each will have its own closet. By the way, speaking of furnishings, closets, bathrooms, kitchens, all of that is included in the price of the townhouse, meaning only soft furniture is not included. Next, we have the master bedroom with its own walk-in closet, toilet, shower, and 2 sinks. And the master bedroom has its own terrace. Yes, it's enclosed, but still comfortably we move on to the 3rd floor. Naturally, in the best tradition, we have a small terrace outside that faces the front side. Here we have, again, a sort of majlis, but in this case, this living room is designed as an additional bathroom, and the outdoor kitchen faces the inner area. Accordingly, no one will bother you, there's no wind, so everything will be very quiet and peaceful. Again, of course, there's a view of your own pool. So in general, what can I say to sum up? It's a good project, it's enclosed, and accordingly will be popular. There aren't that many options left here anymore. So unfortunately, what's left is selling out quickly. The prices are very competitive because, for example, for these dimensions, it would usually be twice as expensive with other competing developers. Overall, it's a wonderful neighborhood, a great location. In the area nearby, you have everything you could possibly need. Shopping centers, landmarks. It's 5 minutes by car to the city center and about 7 minutes to the dock by car. And in general, you can get to all the important city arteries quickly. It won't take you more than 10 minutes to reach any of them, except maybe the airport, which is about 20 minutes away again. Now let's move on to more detailed floor plans. Contact us for pricing. Also, Victor Sadegov Real Estate,